This used to be Owen Primary School. It stopped taking students from 1989. But just 3 years earlier, in 1986, it attracted much public attention when 2 of its students went missing. We found out that it was around here, just outside the school, that one of the 2 boys was last seen by his classmate.
As usual, at 12:30 p.m., Kay Chin An arrived at Owen Primary School. At the gate, Chin An met his classmate, Wang Piwei.
Going to the shop to tikam? No, I'm just gonna buy something.
It was usual for Chin An to run off to the shop. Piwei was used to taking his friends back into school. Piwei never saw Chin An again after that moment. To Hong Huat lived just 500 meters from school.
You like to walk with me today?
Wait! How come so early?
Chinan is here. I will go with him.
Wait!
Bye, Mom.
That fateful day, Hong Huat's mother, Madam Tan Gyok Kwan, did not walk her son to school as she normally did. Just after 12:30 on the 14th of May 1986, the 2 boys, best friends To Hong Huat and Kay Chin An, left for school. But they never got there. Both boys were classmates in Primary 6E. They were in the extended stream at Owen Primary School. They'd never played truant before and were said to be good students. But both boys didn't show up in class that Wednesday, 14th of May 1986. Their classmate Wang Piwei, who carried Chin An's bag into school, was worried. He alerted a teacher, who then called the parents. Mr. and Mrs. Kay Cheng Pan, parents of Chin An, rushed to the school as soon as they were told their son was missing.
Sounds bad.
Madam Tan Gyok Kwan, Hong Huat's mother, came soon after.
Where's Hong Huat?
They couldn't understand what could have happened to their sons. They searched the school compound and the surrounding area. But they could not find their sons. Not knowing what else to do, they decided to wait near the school gate just in case the boys came back. But they never did. The parents lodged a police report that very night, and soon after, the police interviewed the missing boys' classmates, as well as the residents in the neighborhood. But nobody said they saw the boys after 12:30 that afternoon.
Mrs. K, please tell us if anything unusual happened with Chinan that day.
No, nothing unusual happened. It was the same like any other day.
70 cents.
As usual, I gave Chin An 70 cents for school. Then, I walked him down to the void deck to wait for the school van. The van will always come and pick him up at 11:30. We walked down this corridor that day. He behaved normally. He didn't ask for more money or anything.
My son couldn't have run away. Everything was alright at home.
He's a good boy, he won't run away.
You see, his piggy bank is full. Hong Huat would have run away from home, or he would have taken his savings with him. Hong Huat is a good boy. On Mother's Day,
Here, Ma, I made this for you. And I also bought this for you.
please help me find my son.
Don't worry, Madam Tan. We will do our best. Just one more question. We understand that the exams are on next week. How was Hong Huat doing in school?
Hong Huat wouldn't have run away because of exams. He was first for maths the last time.
The police had at first hoped the 2 boys would show up after the exams, but they did not. By the end of the month, the search was stepped up. The case was transferred from Tanglin Police Station to the CID. Photographs of the two boys were sent to all police stations. Interviews with the parents appealing for help were also shown on national television.
我每一天啊都是在想念他了，我希望他能天早回来了。
去学校找又找不到，找到现在又找不到，心里好像很难受。我希望公众人士能够帮忙我找回我的孩子，这样我最希望的。
On that fateful day, about 18 years ago, for the last time, Chin An and his mother walked down this corridor. We spoke with Chin An's father, who told us, till today, he still misses his son. Chin An was his only son. What about Hong Wat's mother? We couldn't contact her, but have been told she's gone back to Malaysia to live. We understand that, like Mr. K, she too hasn't given up hope that her son is still alive.
Coming up after the break, what could possibly have happened to To Hong Huat and K Chin An? By the middle of June, the police had also printed some 10,000 posters of the missing boys. Many were pasted around police stations, food centers, and other public places. Some 40,000 leaflets were also printed and handed out with newspapers. This was the first time posters and leaflets were being used in a search for missing children. Numerous calls were also received by the police, but many chose to remain anonymous.
Hello， 警察局啊，我知道那2个失踪的小孩子在哪里，在不劳路病。
你叫什么名？
我的名字不重要。
Immediately, some 90 officers from the CID, the Divisional Police, and Marine Police swung into action. They divided the terrain into 24 sections, and teams of men were each assigned to comb one area. They searched empty homes, empty squatter huts, and spoke to scores of islanders. After 3 hours, the exhausted officers found nothing. But there was still hope that somebody out there who really saw the two boys would call.
Hello， 警察局啊，我看到2个小孩上那个罗佛的快车，他的衣服白衣蓝裤，还有大概那个2个男孩子是40多岁的。 快来啊！
The police wasted no time in getting to the Singapore-Johor Express bus terminus. But again, investigations carried out found nothing concrete. There was no record that the boys had been at the bus terminus. No one said they'd seen the boys. This was the main problem faced by the investigators. But the police weren't the only ones searching for the boys. The parents refused to sit around and do nothing. They spent days going all over Singapore searching for their sons. They visited at least 40 temples and consulted countless mediums for help. On some of these trips, Mr. and Mrs. K. Cheng Pan's old neighbor and family friend, Auntie Lo, went along to help.
去庙的时候，就问他的孩子在哪里，他讲在，他就一直查。他讲有一次，他讲你走过去那边，有一个阿伯在那个海边那边，你去问。所以我们去那边都没有。
跳档啊，伊讲下礼拜就转来，好小小的。伊讲下礼拜就转来，伊有讲都未看未到册啊，头壳爬不未了。
The families were so desperate that even though they were themselves very poor, they managed to put together some money to offer as reward for information on the boys' whereabouts. Fast food chain McDonald's also stepped in and offered a hefty $100,000 reward. But even the huge reward failed to bring out any useful information on what had happened to the boys. There were many rumors as to what could have happened. One of them is they'd been sacrificed.
Hello， 郑先生，不要浪费你和警察的时间了。你的儿子和他的朋友已经死了，我把他杀了做降头。
Hello， 你是谁？嘿，你是什么人？啊。
Following the phone call, Mr. K was hospitalized for 10 days. Fortunately, except for a very slight limp, Mr. K recovered. But even Madam Tan received a similar phone call that Hong Huat had been killed as part of a ritual killing. The parents feared this was a possible scenario.
If it is a ritual killing, if these two boys have been committed for these ritual killings, then there will be others who will follow up. Other kids will be getting into this kind of problems. But there wasn't any.
Another scenario often brought up is the boys had become beggars in Bangkok. That they've had their legs, hands, and tongues chopped off. Mr. Zhou is a businessman who frequently goes to Bangkok. He said that every time he was there, he'd see this beggar whom he believed was Chin An. The beggar had no hands and legs, but was always clean and neatly dressed. He believed someone was looking after the boy, using him to beg for money.
这款感想是人痛苦啦。你我经验，互人掠去安做安尼，咱是真正无爽快啦，安尼就对了。唔知倒落，咱唔知泰国、马来西亚，我本是阿到外口，大家买讲买来食，咱买来知别人讲，咱就我嘛是会听着，捌听到这款话上影。
When I was in Bangkok, I know quite a few of the senior police officers there at the Metropolitan Police for the Thai side of it. I asked them, I said, would the people in Thailand or the mafia sections, would they want to go and kidnap two boys from overseas to Thailand to beg? He told me, he said, Henry, you must be kidding. We have got enough in our hands than to go and grab someone to come and beg.
Yet another scenario is the boys had been kidnapped for ransom or worse, to be murdered.
Really adopt a boy in broad daylight, he'll be struggling. And there's no way you can adopt two boys in broad daylight when there are several hundred schoolboys walking along that road.
There were several scenarios as to what could have happened to the two 12-year-old boys. The one that was most popular initially was they'd run away. But if that was the case, Chin An wouldn't have passed his school bag to Pi Wei, and they would have taken more money. So what could have happened to To Hong Huat and K Chin An? After the break, we take a look at Henry Tay's scenario.
International investigator Henry Tay believes that to find out what had happened to the boys, it was important to find out why they disappeared. Based on the evidence he uncovered, he said the target was To Hong Huat. Hong Huat's father, To Hu Don, and mother, Madam Tan Gok Kwan, used to run a bus business ferrying factory workers. But sometime in the late 70s, To sold off the buses without consulting Madam Tan.
How can you sell all the buses?
I needed the money.
You should have asked me first. Those buses are mine also.
The business is not working and I needed the money.
That was our livelihood. Where are we going to get money now? For myself and for Hong Huat?
Don't worry about Hong Huat. He's also my son.
You will have to pay me back. I'm taking you to court.
You there?
Wait and see.
Let's go.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Move away!
No!
Move away!
Go away! Go away!
After the couple separated, Madam Tan did not allow To to see his son, so he'd often look for him at school.
Yes?
I'm Hong Huat's father. I need to take him to somewhere now.
Now? The class is just starting.
It's important.
I don't think I can.
I'm his father. I need to see him now. I'll bring him back. It won't take too long. Please.
All right. Hong Huat, come.
For the next 3 years or so, To would take Hong Huat out of class regularly. Those were the only times he could see his son. But it became so disruptive, the teacher decided to complain to Madam Tan.
Hong Huat's father has been taking you out of the class. Your pa has been taking you out? I think that's not very good.
Madam Tan decided to take Hong Huat out of West Hill Primary School.
Okay, thank you.
They then moved out of the Sembawang area. To was upset when he next went to the school and found his son missing. And even more when he found out they'd moved out.
Thank you. Tanya Kwan, open the door. Hong Huat, open the door. I think Tanya Kwan and To Huat live here.
To was furious. The court had already ordered him to pay Madam Tan a huge sum of money for those buses he'd sold off, and now she'd taken his son away from him. For the next 2.5 years, To Hudon never knew where his son had gone to. He wasn't sure if Madam Tan, who was a Malaysian, had taken his son back there. Meanwhile, Madam Tan would follow Hong Huat to and back from school even though he was already in primary 6. She did this nearly every day.
For several days, I noticed that the mother always accompanied Hong Huat to school. So one day I asked the mother why she had to do so. So she told me that she was separated from the husband and she was always worried that one fine day the father might come and take him away. And just before dismissal, she would wait outside or she would sit in the tuck shop.
But when Hong Huat turned 12, Madam Tan had no choice but to contact To Hudon.
Hello, Hudong? Hong Huat needs to do his IC. I need to see you.
Then, just 4 days before the boys went missing, Madam Tan couldn't find Hong Huat at school. She rushed home, hoping he'd be there.
Hong Huat! Hong Huat! Hi, Ma.
Where did you go?
I was with Pa.
You told him where we live?
Yes. So what? He's my son too? I just brought him out for seafood and shopping.
You should have told me.
Bye-bye.
This time, don't go up like that. Okay. Go, babe.
Madam Tan's fear that she was going to lose Hong Huat was about to come true. Henry Tay believes that the man who knows what happened to To Hong Huat is his natural father, To Hudon.
Hong Huat! Let's go to the shop.
How about my friend?
Kay Chin An unfortunately happened to be with Hong Huat at that time. Henry Tay's investigations unveiled another story about To Hong Huat. He found out that Madam Tan isn't even Hong Huat's mother. Hong Huat's real mother is a woman called Samsu. To Hudon had an affair with Samsu and together they had Hong Huat. But Samsu did not want a baby. So Madam Tan, who'd always wanted a son, adopted To Hong Huat. But Hong Huat never knew this. Madam Tan had a birth certificate made illegally, claiming she was Hong Huat's natural mother. Samsu, Hong Huat's natural mother, told Henry Tay of an incident which suggests further that the two boys could have been taken away by To Hudon.
Can you take Hong Huat back?
What are you talking about?
Hong Huat, your son, our son.
You crazy or what? I already given him to your wife. How can you ask me to take him back?
Fine. You do not want him? Fine. But you better be quiet about everything. I will find my own way to take that boy away from that woman.
Samsu wasn't the only one threatened by To.
Yeah, better stop talking so much to the police.
Where's Hong Huat?
You don't have to worry so much. In time, you know who is looking after him.
You know where he is?
Don't be crazy. How would I know?
You don't know? You swear you don't know?
I'm telling you, I don't.
You go with me to the temple, and you swear to the gods you don't know.
Okay, I'll see you there.
Madam Tan made an appointment with To to go to the temple and swear before the temple that he did not take the boy. Originally, To agreed. On that day, he did not turn up. He didn't want to turn up. I asked Madam Tan why. I suppose he got cold feet.
Following Henry Tay's revelations, To Hu Don was called out for interrogation by the police.
You smuggled them across the island, right?
I didn't do that, sir. It's definitely not me. He is my son. I'm worried for him too.
Okay.
But To Hu Don was released after 48 hours. CID said the suspect was released as there was insufficient evidence to prosecute him. Meanwhile, although more than 17 years have passed, 70-year-old Keh Cheng Pan will never stop thinking of his son. Till this day, he still carries a photo of Chin An and Hong Huat in his wallet.
我佫袂逐项敢真正把握住，这囡仔像活着生个，活着这外国的地方也有可能，无我也有可能啊。我当然是爱希望啦，也毋着希望会准。就是我讲你人来找也是，毋得有淡薄希望，甲淡薄无希望。爱问找。 袂讲，我定着确定杀着这两个，我是演到我后尾的，我真爱你啦。
This is the block where Keh Chin An used to live. The family shifted out 3 years after the boys went missing. It's difficult for Mr. Keh to come to terms with the loss of his son. How can he if he doesn't even know if his son is dead or alive? It's been more than 17 years, and yet many would still remember the story of these two missing boys. Some of us remember them as the McDonald's boys because of the $100,000 reward the fast food chain offered for information at that time. But till today, what actually happened to Keh Chin An and To Hong Huat remains one of Singapore's biggest mysteries.